our clients have had record-breaking months, that to the point that we have a client that last year they did 9.8 million, and the second week of August they're at 9.5. So they're looking to do 12 million this year.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Den. Today I got a special guest, our very own Sosa Rossell, and she's here to talk to us about what's going on with the HVAC industry, what they should be doing to set themselves up now for winter, because winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
And talk to us about their biggest challenges, opportunities, what they should be looking at for digital marketing, and also some things around plumbing, because most HVAC companies get into plumbing, they start one way or another, and it crosses over. So, Sosa, so much. Welcome to the Den. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Super happy to be here.
So we get some time without your husband, Bill. You know what I mean?
The digital shark.
Yeah, right? The digital shark. So let's just jump right into it. What's happening right now in the HVAC digital landscape? A lot of things have changed over the last year or two. Why don't you give us an update on what's happening?
So we know that we're in shoulder season, so we're kind of in between AC and heat. That's always typical, happens every year, August, September, but sometimes we forget about it. So we have that going on. We've also, obviously with the pandemic, we've had to change how we really interact with the customer base. No touch, no payment method, no touch payment methods, and then changing the business itself, coming in with sanitizer, coming in with booties, really helping educate their clients that we need to do this, and we're also going to be safe about it. That's probably the biggest thing that we've really seen.
So building trust during this time.
Absolutely.
Over the last 6 months, because the service-based businesses are booming right now.
Our clients have had record-breaking months, that to the point that we have a client that last year they did 9.8 million, and the second week of August they're at 9.5. So they're looking to do 12 million this year. That is an incredible.
And that's pretty much the pace with a lot of people in the service base, because you represent not just HVAC but painters, electrical, plumber.
All the home service industry. Yep.
They're just booming right now.
They're doing huge. People are in their homes. They have their systems running 24/7. They have all the family, so it's being overworked, and systems are breaking down sooner than they typically would. You also have everybody in the home. Plumbing's been a huge one. You look at our own homes, and I'm just like, we're gonna have to call the plumber again. Another toilet, another sink. So you're seeing that everywhere because everybody's at home.
Most people think of a plumber or an HVAC person, somebody wearing overalls, a tool belt. The industry has changed. It's not even close to that anymore.
Not even close whatsoever. One of those things is we have those stereotypical types that's how they come to our home, but it's not. They come in branded uniforms. They're in khakis. They're professional. And we have to change our mindset that that's who you're expecting to see at your home these days. And we have to represent that when we look at social and we look at their website, that you have to have that brand and say, this is what our employees look like. They take pride in their logos, their brand, and how people are entering their home. And I think that's so huge because of the fact that, again, stereotypical, we think that the tool belts, the overalls, the flannel, and it's not. They are professionals day in and day out.
So when a client comes to us and you see that they're not having the correct logo, the correct brand, not doing, I've seen you confront them in meetings and say, this has to stop. Is that an awkward thing for you, or you just kind of like, hey, this is what it takes? Can you kind of, how do you do it so naturally?
Well, I show them, I say, okay, we know that we call it in our business goals. You have goals to be and aspire to be a larger HVAC or a larger plumbing company. There's a dollar value that you want your company to be. And I just put it out there saying, you want to grow this way, then you have to look, walk, and talk like the other people that you want to be like. So I'll show other websites how the branding looks and say, this is what you want your business to look and feel like online. If you want that, you're going to have to hire professional photographers. You're going to have a videographer. You're going to have to help educate your end user. If not, they're going to think that you're that mom and pop shop.
So let's talk about that. Google LSAs came out. They came to Philadelphia probably about almost 2 years ago now. We were one of the first agencies. Has it been that long?
No, it's a little bit longer probably. We've been in it in beta since it first came out, and it's been about 3.5 years.
3.5 years. Wow, time flies. Jesus Lord. So it's been 3.5 years. It's been a great success for our clients, not so great for Google. I mean, they're losing money on it, but so can you talk to people about why Google LSAs are so important and why they got to be a part of it and how it brings down their overall cost of acquisition? Because I don't think a lot of people, when they come to us, are not in this program, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
And can you kind of walk through the program and talk about it?
Yeah, so the LSA has been really successful. As much as I hate to say it, it either works extremely, extremely well or it doesn't. But then we kind of have to work to say, hey, maybe we might have to start up a new one. But it is helping because at the end of the day, if I'm able to see somebody at the very top, that's where they're clicking. There's a phone number right there. They're good calls. You have the opportunity to dispute it. If it's not outside your area that you want to service, it's great. However, you still have to have that PPC side as well too, because of the fact that, as I tell all of our clients and we talk about all the time, the more places that you're on the first page, you're the winner. So we will make sure that they're in both sections, but we will definitely have an emphasis on the LSAs.
So you're going to make sure LSAs, PPC, organic, and then
the map
remarketing
pack.
And the map pack. Mm-hmm. So you're really trying to get them everywhere, every call. And as you know, you get incremental lifts. The more you're on there, brand lift, more clicks. I mean, it's skyrocketing. The more times you are on the first page of Google for a query, the better chance of someone clicking on you is. So let's talk about this. Most of our viewers, let's talk about this. Most of our viewers have no clue what shoulder season is. I like to call it the lull, the gap. Can you kind of explain what it is to our viewers? And then also, if they're in the HVAC business, because plumbing's more consistent than HVAC, but they definitely have a great winter when it's cold, pipes break. But what should HVAC companies be doing right now during the shoulder season to prepare?
Yeah. So a lot of times shoulder season, they think push. Well, a lot of times they're pushing in the wrong direction. I look at shoulder season as this is the time that you have to brand, display, remarketing, newsletters, anything branded that you can put out there. And the reason being is that we know right now, nobody more than likely is going to say, hey, it's the end of August, let me go buy a new AC unit. They're not doing that. They're already thinking, I know next year I'm going to have to buy it. But they're also not thinking about their furnace or their heater right now yet. So they're not thinking that mindset. So our consumers are just not doing anything. So you have to be in a scenario to say, hey, do we do a BOGO? Buy one, get one free. Because if they know if their AC is going out, this is a great time to replace their furnace. So you have to look at promotions. You have to do branding, top of mind awareness. Because again, as soon as we come and we go turn on our heat and we smell that weird smell that we think our house is burning down, again, happens every year, but we still thinking something's wrong. They're not ready to make that purchase now or the beginning of September. But if you put your brand in front of them enough, they will remember you and be like, oh, that's right. I saw them. I'm going to call them. Because if you don't do enough branding right now, they're going to remember the people that they saw enough in front of their face. So this is the time to increase your display, increase your social media, increase your newsletter, increase that branding.
Okay, so you just talked about branding, social media. Why? I mean, I'm an HVAC company. Who's looking for an HVAC company on social media? Explain that to me. Now, I know. But most HVAC people, plumbers that are watching this, are thinking to themselves right now, who's going to Facebook and Instagram looking for a plumber?
With our social media strategies, we promote coupons, promotions, and a lot of questions. One of the things that we're working on right now is top 5 signs of when to replace a heater. Well, that intrigues me right there because, oh my gosh, am I in that boat? Do I need to replace it? As I start looking through that, they're going to be simple signs and it's going to trigger someone right there to say, this is happening right now to me. Let me click on it. Let me find more information. It gets them back into their website. We're able to educate them. We give them value and say, okay, let me make this phone call. But now I also know who that end user is, and I'm going to continue to keep coming back in their feed for that branding.
And as you know, it's almost like going to a local high school football game and you see the same big sign on the 50-yard line every Friday night. Sooner or later, when you do a Google search, you're just going to get that assisted conversion.
Oh my gosh, I know this business. You really don't. You just are so used to seeing them in it.
We know social media has been a big impact for the home service businesses, build credibility, trust, local, all that, right? We know that. A lot of HVAC companies, and I say this all the time, it's kind of like in our world, right? You know, we're one of the bigger, more prominent, better agencies in the country, right? Then you have a ton of agencies that are small, little mom and pop shops. I mean, I feel like there's far that are that size that actually know what they're doing, but most don't. But in the HVAC world, none of these smaller shops seem to have true success without joining a next star, going to the next level, right? can you kind of talk to us about why a relationship with a Nexstar or whatever organizations we represent? We're affiliated with different organizations, CEO Warrior, quite a few other organizations that we're their in-house, that we're their trusted partner to do digital marketing for these companies. And it's not about that for me. It's about, I refer people to these networks because they teach them the business side of things, how to advertise, systems, processes, the things you're talking about. Can you kind of explain why those groups are so important? I always say it's almost like they have the playbook for you to be successful. Follow the playbook.
Absolutely.
And do you agree or am I just
No, absolutely. You find so many good things that when you join a community like that, because of the fact that they do have the best practices. They're there to help coach, train, and develop their CSRs, their customer service representatives, to say, hey, this is how we should answer the phone. This is what we should do. Because if the business owner is paying for digital marketing, traditional marketing, or whatever it may be, they're their front lines. They're answering the phones. Well, if I'm not able to have a good conversation with that potential customer, whether it's existing or not, they're going to lose the business. So these partnerships are able to help them to say, internally, externally, help with their marketing. And it is almost like that safety net for them that they can go out and say, okay, I'm working with one SEO, they're doing a great job, but can you just look at it and is it really happening? Are they telling me the true story? And the great thing is that when we have those partners, that they see what we do and they refer new clients back to us as well, because we know that we're doing the best practices and we're going to help educate and coach through the way, instead of just saying, you've got to do this. So it absolutely is important to have one of those partnerships as well.
HVAC companies, you have a ton of opportunity right now. You should be preparing, planning, prepping, budget setting, getting all your creatives done, all that now, correct?
Absolutely.
I appreciate you. I love everything about you. I love your attitude and keep winning, and I know our clients love you, so thank you.
Thank you.
Listen to Sosa, everybody. Get ready for winter. It is coming.
Winter is coming.
Shoulder season is your time to prepare for greatness. Let's effing go, everybody. I'm out.
Thanks for having me, Lance. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to follow me at Lance Bachmann on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Facebook at Lance Bachmann Digital. And every Thursday we drop a new podcast. Don't forget to listen to it. We're giving out great content. And remember this is the time to build your business right now. Let's effing go, everybody.